Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving straight into a complete masterclass on building a highly profitable, fully monetized YouTube channel using football highlights, all while completely bypassing those dreaded copyright strikes. We're going to explore exactly how to take raw match footage and transform it into professional sports compilations that are completely safe for platform monetization. Here is our game plan for today. The blueprint for monetization, sourcing high-quality footage, the step-by-step editing playbook, making content transformational, and finally, export settings and ideas. Let's get right into it. Section 1, the blueprint for monetization. For the longest time, creators were totally boxed out of uploading sports clips because of aggressive copyright strikes. But there's a new method out there, and it's an absolute game changer. Take a channel called Football Protocol. They pulled in over 1.4 million search-driven views in just 28 days. By researching top competitors and applying the exact techniques we're unpacking today, they built a 74,000 subscriber channel and banked $1,400 recently off just 54 uploads. And yep, it's 100% monetized. The secret lies entirely in how they handle the footage. So, what's the secret sauce? It has to be heavily transformative. You literally cannot just upload raw clips and hope for the best. You've got to layer on original commentary, captions, and some seriously advanced editing. This forces YouTube's system to see your upload as a completely brand new piece of media. This right here is the absolute foundation of the whole strategy. Moving on to Section 2, sourcing high-quality footage. Before you even start hunting for clips, lock down a clear concept. Something like 3 types of defenders and how to destroy them. Once you have that anchor, you need to be really strategic about the footage you pull. Say you're doing a deep dive on Messi. You'll find matches all the way back to 2003, but honestly, skip anything from 2003 to 2015. The quality is just too low, and it's going to ruin that premium feel you're going for. Always pull from the modern era, ideally 2020 to the present, to keep those shorts looking incredibly crisp. So, where do we actually grab this footage without paying for crazy expensive subscriptions? Well, there are specialized free digital archives out there packed with over 42,000 historical matches. Now, when you find a game, let's say a recent Sporting Kansas City versus Inter Miami match, there usually isn't a magical download button. But here's a brilliant little browser trick. Just right-click the page, hit Inspect, jump over to the Network tab, and boom, the raw video file pops up right there. Open it in a new tab, hit the 3 dots, and download it completely for free. All right, Section 3, the step-by-step editing playbook. Once you've got your player compilations and match highlights locked and loaded, it's time to build the edit. Honestly, the specific app you use matters way less than your technique, but you do need something reliable. If you're a mobile editor tapping away on your phone, CapCut, a light motion, or VN video editor are fantastic. Or if you're at a PC, heavyweights like Adobe Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve will handle that high-res footage and all those intense effects without breaking a sweat. The very first step when you open your editor is to drop your full match on the timeline and just watch it. You're hunting for gold, like that moment Messi capitalizes on a defensive hesitation, finds Luis Suarez, and Suarez threads an unbelievable pass right through 2 defenders. Once you've isolated those exact moments, bring in your music. Here's a pro tip. Place markers on your timeline for every single beat drop. Then cut your scenes exactly when the music hits. That is how you get that professional polish. And you definitely want to pair massive stars like Cristiano Ronaldo or Kylian Mbappé with high-energy tracks to keep audience retention absolutely maxed out. Football edits absolutely thrive on genres like funk, trap, or dark cinematic beats. If you take a track like Memory Reboot or a trending TikTok sound and aggressively sync your clips to that rhythm, the viewer literally cannot look away. Which brings us to Section 4, making content transformative. This part is the absolute lifeblood of bypassing those restrictive copyright flags. The very first trick is so simple, but totally mandatory. You have to zoom in slightly. Just set your frame size to exactly 126 in your editor. That instantly crops out any annoying official broadcast watermarks or channel logos that might trigger the copyright system. It's a total lifesaver. Next up, we are completely changing the visual identity of the clip. You need to crank up the contrast, the saturation, and the sharpening. Then start layering effects. Think slow motion, camera shakes, flashes, or a heavy vignette. A lot of editors use the popular Bad Bunny filter dialed down to about 62 intensity. It gives the footage this dark, moody, cinematic vibe that is totally unique. Throwing in velocity edits and motion blur distances your content even further from the raw original broadcast. Now we inject some serious motion by forcing continuous visual changes using intense transitions between your cuts. Stuff like light beam or burn to, and strategically scattering pop-up stickers or annotations, you accomplish two massive things. Number one, you're keeping the viewer glued to the screen. And number two, the algorithm sees this as uniquely, heavily edited content, not just a ripped clip. But to truly cement the transformative nature of your edit, you absolutely must add an original voiceover. Now, if you're not exactly a tactical genius who can break down how Jordi Alba found a micro-opening through 3 defenders, no worries. Just outsource the script to a friend who knows their stuff, or do a bit of research yourself. The main takeaway is that an original voiceover is what really guides the narrative and makes it your own. Finally, Section 5, Export Settings and Ideas. So your masterpiece is built. You've got high-energy music, dynamic transitions, a killer voiceover, and auto-generated captions. Now, let's package it up. You have to hook those scrollers immediately. In the very first second, throw bold, aggressive text right on the screen. Think phrases like cold moments, the dictator, or prime Ronaldo. Combine those massive glowing text overlays with your auto captions. Choose a template that matches top-performing channels, and make sure it all pops perfectly against that dark cinematic grading we set up earlier. To visualize the pacing, here's the ultimate 20-second reel or short structure. It goes like this. You start with a quick 2-second intro to build up the music. Then, 4 seconds of rapid-fire skills and dribbles. Right as the tension peaks, bam, you hit them with the goals. The absolute climax of your edit, that massive beat drop, needs to hit right between 10 and 15 seconds, synchronized perfectly with a player celebration. Finally, ease out with a 5-second cinematic ending. This exact flow guarantees maximum dopamine hits at all the right times. Before you hit export, double-check these exact settings. You want a 1080 by 1920 vertical resolution for shorts. Crucially, your frame rate must be locked at 60 FPS, and your bit rate needs to be set to high. This guarantees that all those velocity edits and slow motion effects will look buttery smooth when someone's watching on their phone. If you're hyped and looking for somewhere to start literally today, here's a goldmine of proven video titles. Topics like Why Ronaldo is Still the GOAT or Football Moments That Gave Us Chills are incredibly searchable and consistently pull in new viewers. Keep in mind, the channels absolutely crushing it right now rely heavily on evergreen search traffic that builds over months rather than just praying for one instant viral spike. And that wraps up our explainer. You've got the exact blueprint in your hands now, from pulling archival footage and using that magic 126-frame zoom to syncing heavy funk beats and layering your own commentary. Take these techniques, start experimenting, and let your creativity run wild. So the only question left is, what historical match are you going to completely transform and monetize first?